What is going on? It's us, the douchebags. Doofus number one, doofus number two. It is me, Marcus, and Gil. We're back for, what is this, mock draft 6?
1,000. Yeah.
Mock draft 6. We're doing a one rounder. Unless if it goes really fast, then we'll do maybe a speed run of an old draft. This will be our 6th of 8 mock drafts we're doing. We're doing one capital next time, and then we're doing the final draft before the draft. Gil, we finally know our positions in the draft, even though this one says this one's actually wrong. They haven't updated yet, so the next time we do this mock draft, they will have it updated, hopefully, and we will be able to do it off then. And guess what, Gil? Utah has a new logo.
Yay.
They're the Mammoths.
Mammoth.
Gil, you have your pick in mind. Your Islanders are officially on the clock. Go ahead, Gil.
Yes. I think it's fairly obvious who they ought to take. Just going to come out and say it. Same position, different team. James, no middle name, Higgins, the pride of Hauppauge, however you say it. You're the new Yaka. Am I saying it right?
Where is he from? Hauppauge?
Hauppauge, New York is where his hometown.
He's from Long
H A
Island.
H A U. Yeah, it's on Long Island. So
Yeah.
he's a Guido. So
This is perfect for San Jose then. If the Islanders take James Higgins, they're gonna take the crop of the crap, or the crop of the what is it? Crop of the crap, whatever it is. They're going to take the leftovers. They're going to take the sloppy seconds. And for them, this isn't a sloppy seconds. This is arguably, in my opinion, the best player in the draft. Matthew Schaefer will go to San Jose to pair with Sam Dickinson in the next couple of years. Gil, I think Chicago is on the clock.
Chicago. Okay. What do we got here? Oh, damn! I can't expand it.
So here I'll tell you what we got. We got Porter Mortone, Michael Misa, Victor Eglin, Roger McQueen, Antoine Frodal, Caleb Denoyer, Logan Hensler, who in a lot of recent mock drafts have him going as further as 30. So Gil, there's also a kid on here that's risen up that isn't on this board yet, but Jack Nesbitt. There's some saying that he could go 13th, early as 13th.
Isn't that the guy? Isn't that the guy the Caps want or we want?
That's the one we want. One of the two that we want. All right, Gil.
Okay.
Chicago is on the clock.
All right. So I think it's going to come down between Misa or Martone. I think they go for Martone. I think he's the better overall. He's got the higher ceiling, but only just.
All right, Utah is on the clock. Utah, the same team that drafted Tish Aguila. Who else did they draft last year? They had 2 picks. Utah went, not Utah Jazz. I get to use the new name now. Awesome. Isn't that awesome? We get to use the name now. All right, Utah Mammoth. So they drafted Taish Iginla and Cole Bidwen. They also drafted Will Shakan and Thomas Lavu. So they got. So I don't know where Utah's gonna go here. I mean, they could go defense. But they also could be in on Mitch Marner for the off seasons. So I don't think they're going to go center with Michael Misa. I don't think they're going to take Victor Eglin. So let's see what this... Let's go on an actual other mock draft and see what they picked for Utah. And we'll base it off of that. So where is it at? Right here. My mock draft. Here we go. All right. Connection's not secure. Okay, well, you can go fuck yourself. I'll go on Google Chrome then, you piece of shit. Alright, you can still see me, right?
Yep.
Okay. Mock draft, we'll go on here. We'll do this one on here. We can do it on here. On Google. Google will load it up. Okay, so it has Islanders taking Schaefer, has San Jose taking Misa, and it has James Higgins going to third. Caleb Denourier, I could definitely see that. Caleb Denourier could definitely jump. So I'm going to go there. I'm going to take Caleb Denourier at 4 for Utah. Gil, you're on the clock.
Okay. So Nashville, right?
Nashville is the 5th overall pick. Yep.
McQueen.
You're going to take Roger McQueen?
Yeah.
All right. Seattle is not the 6th overall pick. They dropped to 8th. It is Philadelphia, and they're going to take, and I'm sticking to it, Antoine Frondal. Gil, you're up next.
Okay.
You're Boston. Boston.
Much better. Much better. Okay. All right. Where are we at? God, do they really need another winger? Oh, they might. They might.
God, I love Utah's new logo.
Sure.
I'd love it. I'm not gonna lie, I love the Utah logo.
Yeah, I'll give Boston Victor Eklund.
Victor Eklund? Wow.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't think they need another winger, but
Detroit be damned. Detroit be damned.
yeah, I know they wanted him, but
All right, we got. This is not Montreal since Montreal made the playoffs. This is Seattle. Seattle with the 8th overall pick. Seattle will take Michael Misa. Falls right into their hands. Gil,
okay.
the Buffalo Sabres are on the clock.
Sabres. Ivan Ryabkin for them.
It's funny because this one has us taking him at 31. Oh, speaking of that, the WHL final starts tomorrow between Spokane and Medicine Hat, which potentially has next year's first overall pick in Gavin McKenna. All right, Gil, I am on the clock with the Anaheim Ducks, and they're going defense here, and I'm going to follow the same way as the NHL mock draft on this. They have them taking Radim Murturka, and I'm going to take Radim Murturka for the Anaheim Ducks. Gil, you're on the clock with the Pittsburgh Penguins.
Penguins.
They got to go defense here, right?
I don't know. I think they need somebody who can potentially keep up with Crosby. I mean, you got to remember they're making a big push for not only making the playoffs but one last cup for Crosby. So I think they front load. I really do. But I don't see Cullen Potter. I like him a lot, but he's a little small. So no on that. I guess Justin Carbonneau is probably flashier, so I think they go with him.
All right, Justin Carbonneau to the Pittsburgh Penguins. All right, this could potentially also be Pittsburgh's pick at 12, because Pittsburgh.
Okay,
has
so that
pick.
right, so this one, well, whichever one they go, they'll go the opposite.
This is if the Rangers decide to take this pick, they will get next year's first round pick, and it'll be top 10 not protected. So meaning the Penguins will have double the odds of getting the first overall pick, which is why I think they're going to get Gavin McKenna. So this right now, we're going to treat this as the New York Rangers.
Okay.
So the Rangers are on the clock. I'm picking. The Rangers here have them taking Kashawn Atchison. I don't think they take another defenseman. I think they like Mike Sullivan, likes his fast forwards. I think they're going to take the kid out of the Erie Otters, Malcolm Spence. Gil, you're on the clock with the Detroit Red Wings.
Red Wings. Okay. skill and speed. That's what. Well, no, no, no. They need a goalie more than anything, but they're not gonna. They're not gonna get one from the draft.
They already have a couple goalies. They have Augustine and Casa. I think they're fine with goalies in their system. They need to get a forward or a defenseman to pair with Maurice Sider because Everson is not doing it.
Yeah, I can't see a WHLer doing that. Give them. Wow. Okay, can't believe I'm saying this, but Logan Hensler.
All right. Logan Hensler to the Detroit Red Wings. All right. Columbus of two of Columbus. Columbus is one of two picks. Columbus is on the clock here. They have them taking Carter Bear at 14. I am going to pull a little hefty, and I do think they're going to take a winger. They're going to take the kid, Cameron Schmidt, out of the van. No, he's too small. Fuck it. They're going to go Jake O'Brien. Vancouver is on the clock here, Gil.
Vancouver. Oh, interesting. Vancouver. Screw it. They take Cullen Potter. He stays West Coast.
All right, Montreal is on the clock at 16. Montreal, one of two picks, back-to-back picks. They have him taking Jack Nesbitt here. I don't think he's going to go here. I think he continues to slide. They're going to take Lyndon Lekovich. And then here you go, Gail, back-to-back, 17th overall pick. Who's Montreal taking?
Montreal. Huh. Oh, that'd be interesting. If they took Pobazol, they'd have two Slovaks up front.
Yeah.
That'd be very interesting. Yeah, why not?
Is this the first draft we didn't have Boston taking Thomas Pobasel?
I guess.
Yeah, it is. It's the first pick. Because we had them taking Victor Eklund. All right, you have Boboshell?
Yeah.
All right. With the 18th overall pick, it is the Calgary Flames. Calgary will take the kid out of WHL. Actually, no. They're going to take Jackson Smith. All right, Gil, you're the St. Louis Blues on the clock at 19.
St. Louis. Kashawn Aitchison.
He's not going to LA this mock draft. All right. Columbus is back on the clock with the 20th overall pick. They have them taking Braden Coots. I'm going to have them taking the kid out of the USHL. Actually, you know what? No. They're going to double dip and bring the kid from Vancouver, Cameron Schmidt. Gil, would you two stop it? Gil, you're on the clock. The Cats are fighting. The Ottawa Senators are on the clock, Gil.
Ottawa. William Moore.
All right. All right, Gil. I am on the clock with the Calgary Flames, and I'm going to follow suit on this one, and they are going to take the kid, Ben Kindle, out of Calgary. Gil, you're on the clock with the Carolina Hurricanes. If they don't beat us. If they beat us, this will be us.
Oh, that's right. That this draft has a lot of centers. But their D is starting to age out. Yeah, Artem Vilchinsky.
All right. Now we have. How the fuck? Oh, LA dropped it.
Whole lot of goddamn centers.
So we have two picks for Philadelphia. So Philadelphia has 3 first rounders. Why are they taking a goalie here? They do not need a goalie. They have a goalie in their system. They have them taking Colin Potter, which we already took early on. We had Vancouver take him.
Right.
Uh, and then Vancouver also took. No, Vancouver didn't take. That was Columbus. Columbus took Cameron Schmidt because they have Ottawa taking. Okay, so I'm thrown off on everything. We got Philadelphia. I believe this is Toronto's pick. These are Toronto's. One's Toronto's pick. The other one I think is Dallas's pick. Uh, Gil, I'm picking next.
All right.
Okay, so who do we have Philadelphia taking the first time? They picked at 6. They had Antoine Frondal, who is a center, I think. So they're gonna go defense here, to pair with their boy. What's his face? Out of Jamie Drysdale. They're gonna go get the kid from Boston University, Shasha Boomdeen. Gil, you're on the clock again with Philadelphia.
So it's back to back. They're probably going to go best available,
Yeah.
which is Jack Murtaugh.
Jack Murtaugh?
Yep.
That's what I wanted. I wanted him so bad. All right, Gil, I'm on the clock with Nashville. This is intriguing for Nashville. They could go goalie. They could go forward. Who do they pick with their first pick? At 5, they picked Caleb. They picked Roger McQueen. All right. I think I'm gonna go the safe route and take the kid, Braden Coots. Gil, you're on the clock with LA at 27.
LA. I know we had him going to Dallas, but they need to rebuild their defense too. So Blake Fiddler.
All right. We are on the clock with San Jose. San Jose's second pick in the draft. This is the pick they got from Dallas. This is the Dallas pick. They traded Mikko Granlund for this pick. They got, who did they get with their first second? They got Schaefer, so I'm going to have them taking, I'm going to follow suit and have them taking the kid, Riker Lee. All right, Gil, you are on the clock with Chicago at 29.
Chicago. Can you move that up? I know there's others. There. Okay. Yeah.
Right now they have them taking Bill Zonin on this mock draft.
I don't know. Yeah, sure. I'm not 100% sure he's a fit, but with them, but yeah.
All right, so
If
at 30,
he's not, they can always deal him.
At 30, it's Nashville. They have them taking Blake Fiddler, but I don't think they take Blake Fiddler because we already had them taking defense. Or we already had them taking Blake Fiddler anyways. No, we had LA take Blake Fiddler, right?
Right.
Yeah. So here is going to be a tricky pick. It's got to be defense. It's either defense or goalie. I think they take the kid, Charlie Trethray, to pair him to replace Roman Yossi. Capitals are on the clock, Gil. There's a lot they can go here. Best player available. They can go goalie. They can go. Jake Nesbitt is sitting there on the board. There's also Luka Rakovic, but I don't think the Capitals are going to go defense yet. There's also that kid that's been starting to jump up on the boards, Jake Ivankovic, in net. So, look, your boy, Alex Schwang. He's rising up the boards. All right, Gil, you're on the clock.
Well, for once, I'm glad to see a bunch of centers because that's probably what they need. Yeah, best available, Adam Benak.
Oh, hell, that's such a bad pick.
Why?
He's too small. He's 5'7", Gil. That's not our style of play. I mean, if that's your pick, that's your pick.
So do what they did with McMichael. Put him with two big wingers.
McMichael's not small, though. He's not that small. Connor McMichael is at least over 6 feet. Yeah, he's 6 feet, dude. 5'7". Oh, my, that's Lapierre size, bro. All right, but that's your pick. All right, Winnipeg's on the clock, and they're taking, obviously...
I don't care how small he is. If he can create plays and not be a goddamn stonehander like Eller, that's what I want.
They're taking probably the best. They're going to take Jake Nesbitt. They're going to get him. They're going to draft the kid. They're going to take the kid, and that's going to be it. So we got Islanders taking Higgins, San Jose taking Schaefer, Chicago taking Martone, Utah taking Denore, Nashville taking McQueen, Philadelphia takes Frondal, Boston takes Eklund, Misa goes to Seattle, Rockbin goes to Buffalo, Merturka goes to Anaheim, Carbodo goes to Pittsburgh, Spence goes to potentially Pittsburgh, but right now to the Rangers, Logan Hensler goes to Detroit, Jake O'Brien goes to Columbus, Lyndon Lakovich goes to Montreal, Tomas Bobasel goes to Montreal, Jackson Smith goes to Calgary, Kershawn Atchison goes to St. Louis, Cameron Schmidt goes to Columbus, William Moore goes to Ottawa, Calgary drafts Ben Kindell, Carolina drafts Jake Merturk. No, that's not Jake. That's not them. They drafted Artem Vlachinski. Sasha Bundum goes to Philadelphia. Jake Merturk goes to Philadelphia. Braden Coots goes to Nashville. Blake Fiddler goes to L.A. Rikers Lee goes to San Jose. Bill Zonin goes to Chicago. And then Charlie Trethway goes to Winnipeg. Then Adam Badnock goes to Washington. And Jake Nesbitt goes to Nashville. All right, Gil, that is our 6th draft pick. We did that pretty too fast. That was like, what, 15 minutes?
Yeah.
All right. I feel like we need to do another one. Where the fuck are we at on this? All right. Let's do this quick. Okay. All right. All right, Gil. I'll start.
We're gonna start all over.
Yeah, hold on. Did I do 2 rounds or 1? We got time. I'll do 2 rounds. Yeah, we'll start over, but this time we'll do 2 rounds. Okay. All right, Gil. Let's start over. Let's get this one. Let's do it. Okay, Gil. I will start it with the Islanders are on the clock, and yes, I agree. Still taking James Higgins. Gil, you're on the clock with San Jose.
San Jose. Schaefer.
All right. Buffalo is on the clock. No, Chicago's on the clock, and I gotta say, Porter Martone. I agree. All right, Gil, you are Utah. You're on the clock.
Utah. No.
Oh, by the way, Joe Quenneville is the new Ducks head coach.
Yeah, I know. Whole lot of pearl clutching over that one. But I told you that would happen.
Yeah, you're the one that predicted it, but I'm saying that could change who they pick with their 10th overall pick. All right, we're at Utah. God,
Utah. Oh crap. I can't figure that team out.
I love their logo though. I can't deny it. It's awesome. They did a good job on that logo.
I guess Frondell.
Frondell, didn't they pick?
Yeah.
We picked ahead of them freaking Frondell last time, right?
Yeah, I think so.
All right. Philadelphia's on the clock. They're seeing Michael Misa fall. They're taking him. Gil, Boston is on the clock at 7.
Boston. Roger McQueen hasn't been picked yet.
Nope.
Oh, I had him. I had him top 5. I guess if he's still there, yeah, Boston.
All right. Seattle's on the clock, and they had him going 8 to Seattle. No, this is Boston. No, that was Philadelphia. Oh, okay. Michael Misa, made a mistake. Michael Misa went to Nashville. Roger McQueen just went to Philadelphia. This is Boston's pick, and I'm having them taking Caleb Denoye because they need to replace that. They need to replace their center. They need a number 1 center in the system. Gil, you're on the clock with Seattle.
Seattle. Yeah, they don't know how to draft. Logan Hensler.
Gil, I am on the clock with Buffalo, so I'm going to have them take Victor Eklund. Gil, you're on the clock with Anaheim.
Anaheim. Oh, Cullen Potter. I think he'd be an even better fit there
All right.
than in Vancouver.
I'm on the clock with Pittsburgh. I'm having them taking Jackson Smith. Gil, you're on the clock with the Rangers.
Rangers. I know I had him going to Pittsburgh, but Justin Carbonneau.
Going with what's his face? Gabriel Perreault.
Oh yeah, Perreault. Yeah.
All right.
I don't like that for them, but I like that pairing.
Detroit is on the clock, and the guy they wanted went to 9 to Buffalo. So Detroit will pivot, and they will take Lyndon Lakovic. Gil, you're on the clock with Columbus.
Columbus. Ooh, Columbus. Okay, so maybe someone slightly local. Malcolm Spence from Erie.
All right. Vancouver's on the clock. They had them taking Justin Carvajal. I think they take the kid, defenseman Radim Maturka. Gil, you're on the clock with Montreal. They have Montreal taking Jake Nesbitt and Lyndon Lakovic back to back.
Yeah, no. Montreal. God. They like their Russians. Ryabkin.
All right, back-to-back picks. I'm having them take Kashawn Etchison to join Lane Hudson on that top line, on that top blue line. Gil, you are on the clock with Calgary. 1 of 2 picks for the Calgary Flames.
Calgary. Pobazol.
All right, St. Louis is on the clock. It has them taking Cameron Reed. I'm going to throw a little wrench into people's plans, and they're going to take the kid, Artem Vlachinski. Gil, you're on the clock with Columbus at 20.
Columbus. Well, I think we already gave them a center, but wow, William Moore's still available.
Who do we give them? What are they picking? 13? 14? We gave them Malcolm Spence, so no, we didn't give them a center.
Oh, really? Okay. I don't think Murtaugh would be a good fit.
O'Brien could be a good fit.
What? How big is he?
He's 6 foot.
Yeah, that works.
All right, Gil. I'm on the clock with Ottawa. They have them taking Cole Rushne here on the MyNHLDraft.com. I'm going to have them once again. No, actually, you know what? Jake Matur is sitting there. They're taking him at 21. Gil, you're on the clock again with Calgary.
Calgary. I'm going to have them take Bill Zonin.
Like the last few mock drafts. All right, we are back up at the top here. 23 is Carolina. They have them taking. They have Malcolm Spence falling to 23rd on here. Wow. Uh, they like their young players. They love their Czechia players. Adam Bannock, you're going to Carolina. Gil, you're on the clock with Philadelphia.
Philadelphia.
Where did Colin Potter go? Oh, you had him going to Anaheim.
Yeah. Philadelphia. Cameron Schmidt.
Cameron Schmidt. I think they take a defenseman here. They take the kid out of. You know what? No, they're gonna take Blake Fiddler. Gil, you're on the clock with Nashville.
Nashville.
They have a shot at goalie here. But they have another pick, 4 picks later to take a goalie.
William Moore.
William Moore. All right, Nashville takes William Moore. That leaves the kid Sasha Boomdeen for L.A. San Jose's on the clock, Gil.
San Jose.
So they took Schaefer with their pick. They could probably go center here, or they could go winger to pair with Celebrini.
I think they go depth center. So I like Conrad Fondrick from the U.S. national team.
All right. Where are we at? 29. Chicago's back on the clock, baby. Chicago took James Higgins. No, they took Porter Martone.
Martone.
They don't have another pick in this draft, so their next pick will be. They're not going defense. They're not going goaltending. So I think they take the best player available and take Cole Reshny. Gil, you're on the clock with Nashville. Do they go goalie here, or do they wait until the second round?
I think they wait. Let's see who they got.
So our first pick for Nashville is at 5. They got Michael Misa. Their second pick is at 26. They went William Moore. So they double dipped at center.
So they don't need another center. So probably.
I like that kid, that defenseman kid.
Trethaway or Benjamin.
Carter Amico. Carter Amico is another
Amico.
kid. 6'5", 205, shoots right.
Carter Amico is 6'5". Yeah, go with that.
All right, Nashville.
Put that in.
Nashville. All right, so Washington's on the clock, and here's who I will actually pick. This is their real pick, not that freaking Adam Bannock pick. That was terrible, Gil. Terrible. We could go multiple ways in this draft. We could take the kid out of freaking Seattle. I mean, he is under 6, but still. We could take the kid out of Sioux Greyhounds, but you don't like the OHL, just like you don't like the WHL. We could take Cole McKinney. We can take Cameron Reed, but I don't think we're taking defense. We can take Luca Romano. We can take Carter Bear. We also could take the kid Joshua Ravensbergen out of Prince George, who is touted as the best goalie in the draft. And Gil, you know where I'm going on this. Let me just scroll right down and select the kid. Jack Nesbitt, you're going to be a Washington Capital. Gil, you're on the clock for the end of the first round at 32 with the Winnipeg Jets.
Jets. I got a funny feeling they'll go defense, so Charlie Trethaway.
All right, Gil. We are on the clock. All right, who the fuck is on the clock for the second round? I don't think so. It's got to be the Islanders, right?
Gotta be, unless they traded it.
Well, unless they reset it and the Blackhawks still get the first pick in the second round. Let's find out. Draft order. So the NHL draft order. Here we go. This is only the first round, though. All right, so the second round. Here's the second round. So it's San Jose, Chicago, Nashville, Philadelphia, Washington. So we pick at 37, which is why I think we're taking goalie at 37. Because our second pick that we had would have been 63, and we traded away to Pittsburgh. So we're picking at 37. Holy fuck! Because it's Boston's pick. That's right. So yeah, we're going goalie. We're going goalie in the second round. Gil, do you want to kick us off with San Jose?
San Jose. God, Braden Coots never got picked.
So San Jose has their first pick, Schaefer. Their second pick was who the fuck was their second pick?
I don't know that they had one.
They do. They have Dallas's pick. Uh, so here's all the people that got traded. So Chicago has another pick from Toronto. Calgary has Florida's pick. They also have New Jersey's pick. Montreal has Calgary's pick. So their actual pick is at 17. And Philadelphia has Edmonton's and Colorado's pick. Nashville has Tampa Bay's pick. Tampa Bay's not picking in the first round of the next 3 years. All right, Gil, you have San Jose. You're on the clock.
San Jose.
So they took Schaefer and they took Conrad for Donk. So they gotta go defense here again.
Yes.
I think they take the kid.
Cameron Reed, yeah.
I think they take the kid out of Kitchener.
Yeah.
All right, Chicago is on the clock. We just flip-flopped Chicago and San Jose. Chicago is on the clock. Who did Chicago take? So the first round, they took Porter Martone. Then they also took... So I think they have 3 first-rounders. No, they have 2 first-rounders. They took Porter Martone, and at 29, they took Cole Reckney. Here, they're going to probably go and get this kid, Benjamin Caven. Gil, you're on the clock with Nashville. And I have a feeling I know who you're picking.
Nashville. Where is he? Oh no, he got taken already. Too many goddamn centers. No, I'm not picking Ravensburgen for fucking Nashville. Fuck that.
Why not?
They
don't have a goalie for the future.
No, they don't, but why should they get him?
Because there's another kid that we could get that's sitting right here at 48. I mean, they could probably take him. I mean, honestly, he might be the first goalie off the draft. Goalie off the board. Jake, because he's had such a good World Championship and under 18 World Juniors that he might skyrocket over Ravensburgen. Nashville needs a goalie. They got to take it right here. I think Nashville takes this at 35. They grab a goalie at 35.
All right, fine. Give him Ravensburgen.
Well, like I said, I don't know. There's Ivan Kovic too. They could take him.
Well, where's...
He's right here.
Okay, well, move up. Where's he from?
Ravensburgen is...
He plays WHL.
Yeah.
WHL has better goalies. So if they're going to go goalie, they're going to pick him.
Didn't we draft Holpe out of the OHL, though? I'm pretty sure Holpe was in the OHL.
No, he was W.
Was he WHL?
Holpe's from Saskatchewan, so he had to have played in the W.
He played in the WHL. He played for Saskatchewan Blades.
Yep.
I still think Ivan Kovic would be the better goalie. I think he fits better in Nashville. But, all right, Joshua Ravensburgen to Nashville. At 36, we have Philadelphia. Philadelphia took... So Philadelphia picks at 6. They took Roger McQueen. They also pick at 24 and 25. They took Cameron Schmidt and Blake Fiddler. So here they're going to pick probably... They're going to double dip defense. And they're going to take the kid, Owen Conrad. Gil, you're on the clock with the Washington Capitals.
Ooh.
They got Jake Nesbitt in the first round, which is a steal.
Yeah. Tough one here. So could they go defense, maybe?
or they go goalie. I think
and
they.
Jet, okay, and then go after Ivankovic here.
Yeah, I think because they have so many picks in the later rounds. Like if you look, the Capitals have one. Oh, no, they traded away Vegas. They traded to Vegas, so they don't have many picks in this draft, and I think they gotta go goalie because this draft isn't as deep with goalies. So I'm thinking this is probably the pick here for Washington to go goalie.
So they don't wait a year; they grab one now.
Yeah, because next year's I don't think next year's isn't as good at either. I think next year's is just as bad. This year right now they have the two clear cut favorites. This year I could say this year still pretty deep in goalie, but it's not amazing. You're not going to get a guy out of the fourth round that's going to come out and blast. Or they trust Nicholas Kemp and they think he's the future and they go defense. But I think right now, if Jack Igovich is there at 37, you take him because of how amazing he's done in the World Juniors. I mean, look at his numbers. Let's look up his numbers. Which is why I think out of the two goalies, I think he's going to be better than Rosenbergen. He's got so in the World Juniors in 4 games under 18, he's got a 9.67 save percentage. And in the World Cup, in the OHL Cup, he's also has a 9.14 save percentage in 4 games.
All right, yeah, go ahead and put him in there.
I mean, he's small, but like 5'11", that's fine. That's the average goalie height. Well, no, he's 6'6" right here, 6'1", 183. But he's only 17 years old. He can get bigger. I just think he's had such a good under 18 World Juniors that he's going to impress teams, and he's gonna get drafted. Oh my God, the Steelheads they're no longer the Mississauga Steelheads. I guess they're now the Branson Steelheads. All right, Gil, I'm on the clock. I think. Who am I picking for? Seattle. Seattle. Who the hell did Seattle take? Seattle took 8th overall. They took Logan Hensler. Terrible pick. You know what? No, they need defense. They'll go center here. The kid, Braden Coutts from Seattle. He plays in Seattle area. Why not bring him to Seattle? Plays for the Seattle Thunderbirds in the WHL. Now he can play for the Seattle Kraken in the NHL. Gil, you're on the clock with Buffalo.
Buffalo. Bring him across the lakes from the Sioux over to Buffalo. Brady Martin.
That's a good pick. That's a good pick. All right, we are on the clock with Philadelphia again. Philadelphia has a lot of second-round picks. Who did Philadelphia pick? So they picked 6th overall, so they went Roger McQueen, and they also picked 24-25. So they went Cameron Schmidt, Blake Fiddler, and then they picked again at 36, which we gave them Owen Conrad. I think they go goalie here. I know I said they don't really need a goalie, but another one doesn't hurt to be in their system. Love Harnstrom. Gail, you're on the clock with the Montreal Canadiens. This is Pittsburgh's draft pick. So they traded it to Montreal.
Okay, you got all goalies here.
Oh, sorry. There you go.
Montreal. Another Russian, Kurban Limitov.
Right here. This kid came out of nowhere. All right, Montreal takes the kid. At 42 is the New York Islanders. The Islanders haven't picked since first overall. That's pretty bad. The Islanders double.
Or was their GM?
The Islanders are going to kick the kid out of freaking Calgary. They're going to take Ben Kindle. He has fallen too hard. Gail, you're on the clock with New York Rangers.
Rangers. Oh, this will be interesting.
Let me remind you what they took in the first round. Rangers took Justin Carbonu to pair with Gabriel Perreault. Do you get another guy to pair with Gabriel Perreault? Or maybe on the right side? Or is Gabriel Perreault a right winger or left winger? He's a left winger, right?
I can't remember.
He is a left winger. He's a
So
left winger.
they
Oh, he's a right winger. All right.
so they can either go wing or defense,
Yeah.
and I don't see
There's the kid, Luca, sitting right there.
Radovojevic. Yeah, I don't see them taking a Swedish winger.
Oh, our
So
boy Jacob Eyes was Wozniak. They could
yeah.
take Riker Lee. They could take the kid Riker Lee.
Another center, I doubt it.
Yeah, but he can play the wing. He can play the wing.
Nah, Adam Fox will age out eventually. They need to start building there, so I'm going Radovojevic.
All right. Try to talk you out of it. That's all right. 44 is Detroit. They're taking the kid. They love their fucking Swedish boys. Jacob Ayas Wozniak. Gil, guess what? You're back on the clock with Philadelphia.
Oh, big surprise. Philadelphia.
This is Columbus's former pick that they traded. So Columbus traded Philadelphia this pick.
Milton Gastrin.
Okay. All right. Utah is on the clock. The Utah Mammoth are on the clock. They took in the first round Antoine Frondal. So they went center. Here. They're going to go defense here, and they're going to take the kid Reese Hamilton out of Calgary. Would you guys stop it? Gil, you're on the clock with Vancouver.
Guy from the Q in Vancouver. Yeah, why not? Alex Huang.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I only had defense on. Where's he at? Right here?
Yeah. Well, best available D.
All right.
They're probably not going to be able to hang on to Quinn Hughes. So
it's either I think they're going to trade Pedersen before they trade Hughes. He's their captain.
well, I don't think they trade him. I think he walks.
Yeah. So Philadelphia is back on the clock. This is just going to be a throwaway pick at this point. Riker Lee. All right, Gil, you're on the clock again with Montreal.
Montreal. Where are we? 54?
49.
49. Okay, Montreal. Luca Romano from Kitchener.
All right. New Jersey is on the clock. New Jersey's picking the first time this entire draft. They're going to go defense. They love their defenseman, Carl Anburn. Gil, you're on the clock with Boston.
Boston.
Boston took, with their first pick, Boston took Caleb Denoyer.
And Denoyer is a center.
Yep.
So probably don't want to go there. So Nathan Bem.
That's what I was thinking, Nathan Bem. He seems like a Boston player. All right, we're at 52 with Minnesota. Minnesota hasn't picked yet either. Minnesota is going to go Cole McKinney. They're going to keep the kid in Minnesota. I think he's from Minnesota. Gil, you're on the clock with San Jose.
Carter Bear.
All right. He is from Illinois, so keep him in the area. All right, Gil, we are on the clock. I am on the clock with Toronto. This is Toronto's first pick of the regular season. This is Florida's pick. Toronto is going to take potentially to replace. Going to have to replace a certain Mitch Marner. They're going to take Zachary Morin. Gil, you are on the clock with Boston.
And?
55, yep.
Can't see them taking another center.
They go defense. That blue line's getting
but I don't
close.
see one.
The closest one is this one. Dakota
Dakota.
Remuel. Oh, your boy. Your boy. Your boy.
Haoji Wang.
How's he Wang?
A Chinese guy in Boston? No, that's not going to fly.
Come on! Come
A
on!
Chinese guy in Boston?
Come on! There's this kid out of Halifax. He's German.
Oh, that works.
Carlos Handal.
Yeah.
All right. 56th overall pick is Anaheim. What did Anaheim pick? Anaheim had another pick. They didn't have another. Their first pick was 10. So they took who? They took the kid. They took the kid Colin Potter. So they got to go defense here for a new defenseman because they don't have a top defenseman. They're gonna take the kid out of the University of Michigan, Dakota Ram Mulan. Gil, you're on the clock with Calgary.
Calgary. If they haven't already, I think they go defense with this pick.
Let's find out. So they picked 18th overall, which we had them taking Tomas Bosel.
Mobazal.
22. They went Bill Zonin. And then, nope, they didn't take defense. That's all they took. So here.
Okay, so pop up some D.
Come on.
Aha! So
Calgary,
right? Haoji Wang. Yeah.
Wang.
Yeah. Because Calgary, if I remember right, they either had or still have a Chinese guy as one of their ownership. So yes, pencil it.
All right. At 58 is Nashville. They got this pick from the Tano Genoa trade. Nashville, this is a throw-up pick. Honestly, they think they go defense again, and they take the kid out of London, Henry Bruterich. Gil, you're on the clock with Tampa Bay.
Tampa.
Well, they're not getting Isaac Howard, so this so they got to go center here.
Okay, well then they got I guess that's several decent picks. I like the Swedish guy, the guy from Sweden. He doesn't have a Swedish name. Melvin Novotny. I like him.
There's a lot of Swedish players on here. All right, Chicago is on the clock. Again, a throwaway pick. I think they took the kid out of the QMJHL. Elame Gute. Gil, you're on the clock with Seattle. Do they go goalie here? I think they go goalie here.
Seattle. I don't know. I think Joey Decord's good for at least another 6 years.
They don't have a goalie in their system. That's what I'm saying.
All right.
Remember, this pick, goalies take like 6 years to develop.
Yeah, I know. Do they really want to take a chance on a Russian? That's all. Yeah. That's all that's left.
Goose.
Except for
Goose. Goose.
So you got Gru and Goose.
Wait,
why not?
Where's Gru? Who's Gru?
Grubauer.
No, Grubauer, Goose. They also have the kid, the really good kid that could potentially be really good from Swiss, Elijah Nushinwanda. But Goose is bigger than him. So you going Goose?
Yeah.
All right. Vegas is on the clock. This is Vegas' first pick. They need a lot, but I think they go Oscar Davidson at left. Gil, this would be our pick if we didn't trade it with Pittsburgh. This is Pittsburgh's pick. You're on the clock, Gil.
Czech center Wojtek Cihar.
What do we have Pittsburgh taking in the first round? So they went Jackson Smith. Okay, so yeah, they go center here. So you have them taking Wojtek Cihar.
Yeah.
All right, New Jersey's on the clock here. They have the pick from Winnipeg. New Jersey will double dip on center. They're going to take the kid, Philip Ekberg. Nah, you know what? You're going to hate this. But yeah, I'm taking William Horkoff. All right, that is the mock draft for this mock draft 6. Gil, do we feel confident about this?
Yeah, I think it'll go something maybe something like this.
If the Caps come out with Jack Nesbitt and then Jack Ikovic, we have two Jack boys, Jack kids. Would you feel confident?
Yeah, I think so.
I think they're really good, excellent picks. Like I said, Jack Ikovic is Ivancic. He might even jump Joshua Ravensbergen in the ratings right now for goalies. I mean, because he's had such a good World Juniors. I mean, it's so right now the 2025 ranked goalies are Joshua Ravensbergen, Lucas Beckman, Michael Prada, and then Jack Ikovic. So that's the top four right there, and then it drops off. But the top three are fucking big ass goalies. So the Capitals are gonna have a lot to pick out of, and especially if we lose in this second round, we're gonna have a higher pick for us, and I think we'll have a better shot at taking Jack Nesbitt at 23 than we do at 31. But we'll see how tonight goes. Gil, thank you for joining me. We'll be back for Friday, episode 26 or 27. 27.
All right.
The Caps Off the Chain podcast. Go ahead and check out our games recaps. I posted Game 4 recap this earlier today. I'm getting better and better at these recaps. They're fucking hilarious. I can't wait to do Game 5 later tonight, maybe tomorrow. And then once the series is over between the Caps and the Hurricanes, I will recap that series. Either the Capitals are going to be moving on or the Canes. Gil, give us a prediction for tonight real quick.
3-1 Caps.
All right. You're wrong, by the way. It'll be 7-0 Canes, but, whatever. See you guys later. Thank you guys for joining for Mock Draft 6.0. Get ready for Mock Draft 7.0 next month. Peace.
Later.
Hold me close till I get up. Time is barely